Oh, hi there. I'm just going to. Hey, Zoe, how are you?
Hi. Yeah, good, thank you.
You good?
Good, good. Yeah, I'm good.
Welcome, welcome. I'm just gonna mute you for the duration. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining. I'm gonna mute you guys just on entry. I'm gonna put the little chat box is down in the bottom right-hand corner there. If you've got any questions, we will do a Q&A at the end to clarify. There anything there that's come up for you that you want to chat about during our call and our talk about immune potentials? I will get straight in because I'm running a little late. I just realized. I'm so sorry, guys. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Oh, my God, Linda. So good to see your face. So nice to see a few familiar faces join me tonight. A little chilly here in New Zealand. Not sure how it is where you guys are, but drop me a line. Are you feeling the chill rugging up in Australia? I'm assuming most of you are from Oz. Yeah, just drop me a line. Let me know how you're feeling in terms of stress levels, where you're dialing in from, and yeah, are you doing isolation still?
Yes.
Kind of. We're going to level 2 hopefully next week in New Zealand. So this is super exciting. But again, I think there's going to be a lot of social distancing rules around what we can and can't do. But I think for me right now, and the reason why I wanted to do this tonight was there's a lot of fear right now in the collective, and there's a lot of uncertainty around what we should and shouldn't be doing. And I've noticed, yeah, there's a lot of misinformation. I guess there's a lot of pressing things around health that we have questions around in our community right now, and there's a lot of chat on social media, and there's a lot of um, chat on the media channels as well, and there's just a lot of confusion and misinformation. So yes, of course, wash your hands and use a natural hand sanitizer. That's a given, but there's a lot more that we could be doing that I don't feel is really being shared freely. And that's why tonight I want to share some of that stuff with you. And by all means, like, this is not a be all and end all list that I'm sharing with you guys. There's like many, many ways to skin a banana, so to speak. But what we're going to cover tonight will just give you a really healthy, strong foundation upon which to build on and give you the confidence in your health and your health choices, especially as we're heading into winter here in the Southern Hemisphere. So have you guys got a pen and paper handy? Yeah,
Yes.
awesome. Okay, because I'm going to want you to take some notes. And as I said, I'm just going to leave some time at the end for some Q&A for anything that needs clarifying for you. And I've also done up what I call the immunity power pyramid, which is really, really simple to follow. And this, what I'm going to share with you, really does encapsulate this pyramid. And at the end of the call, actually, I'm just going to put my email address in the chat box now. So if you guys want to get a copy of the immunity power pyramid, I can email it to you, because it really it's so easy just seeing it visually in one piece of paper. So I'm going to email that through. Okay, so that email address there, so just ping me at the end of the call. And then I can get that to you. Okay, so so what's happening for us right now? I mean, we've got changes in our routine. We're in isolation. We've had job losses, stress. We're feeling really hopeless. This can all lead to crappy food choices, anxiety, not sleeping well. Watching the news is really bad because we're feeding into that fear as well, which all creates that low in immune function and just leaves us feeling really vulnerable to actually getting sick, which is what we're all trying to avoid in the first place, right? It's kind of ironic. So, how do we get the tools in our toolkit, or the medicine cabinet, so to speak, like my natural medicine cabinet is what I call it, that's really going to help fortify us in these crazy, uncertain times. So that's what I want to share with you guys tonight, is my tools in my medicine cabinet, or my army, that I use regularly to help boost my immune system, and I'm going to break it down into simple steps for you guys into compartments like the pyramid that you'll get. So you have an idea of what sort of the baseline immune strategy, which I call the frontline soldiers, and what to use when you need to bring the special forces in for when you do get sick, and what you can do to use to really launch a stronger attack on viruses and pathogens. And of course, you know, what you should be trying to do on a daily basis, and what I encourage you to do to feel safe and confident is, you know, is the type of food you're eating. It needs to be as nutritionally dense as possible each day. But before I go on, I just want to, you know, clarify for you guys, I'm not a naturopath. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm just an everyday person that I have just spent many, many years studying natural health through my own healing journey and working out what works and what doesn't. And I've stayed up to date with cutting edge health practitioners and way showers, you know, and going through my own healing journey. I've just used these principles and protocols that I now share with everybody that follows me with the Raw Food Kitchen. And really, before I dive in, I just want to encourage you guys to do the same. You know, do lots of digging. This is called taking responsibility. It's called taking ownership of your health. And when you do that, it feels so empowering. You know, we're all quite unique, and what works for one person doesn't work for another. But you've got to get confident experimenting, because this puts you in the driver's seat of your health and your destiny. And that is empowering. So research, research, research. Feel what resonates for you guys when you research, trusting and experimenting with what does, and getting reconnected to your body, trying what works, keeping what works and eliminating what doesn't. So just a little public service announcement before I go into, you know, these immune essentials is that, you know, it may or may not come as a shock to you guys, but what we see and read on the internet is being heavily censored. This is why I encourage you to dig a little deeper and don't just look at the first article you see and take it as gospel when you're doing a Google search. It's no secret that Google's algorithms got changed a few years ago to only display medical-based, pharmaceutical-based websites first on page 1 when researching anything health orientated. So that means even if you research a vitamin or a mineral or something to do with, like, you know, alternative medicine, you are going to get a search result that is from a pharmaceutical or a medical website. You know, the thing that really peeves me off about this is that, you know, very little nutrition gets studied in the Western science when it comes to getting a medical degree. So I don't feel like these guys particularly have an honest, clear view on alternative health. And I feel there's a little bit of an agenda when big pharma and a lot of these websites are actually funded by pharmaceutical industry. So natural health websites or alternative holistic health websites have actually had their traffic cut by over 50% with this algorithm change. So even really big natural health websites have completely disappeared from page 1 search. So now to find real honest answers about immunity and natural health requires you to be more tenacious. You need to dig deeper. You need to do more truth seeking, and you need to do more digging. Okay, so just to share with you, these are some of the people that I love to follow, and I encourage you to go check them out on Instagram, because they are sharing honest, true natural health solutions. And these guys are Dr. Ben Lynch, medical medium, Dr. Bruce Lipton, Dr. McCullough, Dr. Josh Axe, Dr. Berg, he's awesome, the holistic psychologist, Paul Chek, Chek, Dr. Mark Hyman, Dave Asprey, and Yost Sauer. Now, these are just a little handful. There's heaps more, but this would be a great starting point for you guys to start following these, so you're starting to get, you know, real information about health, okay? These are the way showers that really understand the power of diet, lifestyle, and supplements for a strong immune system, okay? Alrighty, so let's dive in. Okay, so the key thing to remember here is that we want to oxygenate our bodies as much as possible. If you have an oxygenated body, you have a healthy body. And that means it can fight disease and keep the bad guys out. In fact, disease cannot hang out in an oxygenated body. Disease loves anaerobic without oxygen, and that means an acidic environment. Which means a less oxygenated body. This is where the viruses and the funguses and the tumors and all these other diseases can really take hold in the body. So that means for most of us, we need to clean up our diet, we need to implement detox protocols, and we need to start to incorporate a mainly plant-based diet. As I said, what I'm going to cover today is going to fit really nicely into the immunity power pyramid that I'm going to share with you later after this call, to wrap it all up and just to help keep it really simple for you. So just make sure you email me after the call and I'll send you a copy. And now at the bottom of the pyramid, you know, when you think about like how a food pyramid looks like traditionally, you have the kind of the bulk of like what makes up that foundation. And so that's your baseline dietary requirements. And that's going to be your 80-20 plant-based diet. You want to make sure that that 80% is the mainly plants and that you've got lots of greens in there, because greens mean oxygen for your blood. And the 20% can be whatever you fancy, but, you know, I do encourage you guys to make it quality gluten-free grains, maybe some quality organic protein, maybe a little medicinal red wine, and some, you know, some really healthy some really healthy dark chocolate in there as well. You know, I think it's important for me and for everybody, you know, that when you're doing plant-based, that it's sustainable and you can do it long term. So that means, you know, I'm not dogma about this diet. It means about making the foundation of your diet plants, and then you've still got a little bit of room to live life, have a bit of fun, go out and have that pizza. Yes, make a healthy choice. You know, you could do vegan cheese or gluten-free, but you're still enjoying life. Life is to be enjoyed and life is to be loved. Okay, so that's why I love the 80-20. It's sustainable, it gives you longevity in this diet, and it keeps you healthy. The other thing that makes up that baseline foundation is superfoods, things like chia, flax, your greens powders, your medicinal mushrooms, a good quality protein, your good fats, so things like coconut oil, avocado oil, hemp seed oil. You want to get those in there and get rid of the nasty veggie oils out of your diet, those processed oils. We want filtered water, absolutely crucial. Get rid of the tap water. We want to filter out that fluoride and chlorine, okay? Absolutely crucial. And I'm going to dive into that a little bit later in the call as to why. Lemon and hot water every morning, fermented foods, make sauerkraut a staple in your fridge. And then of soups and broths, especially heading into winter. Turmeric, ginger, garlic, in everything is going to keep you pretty good through winter and beyond. Right now is a really good time to be avoiding gluten and dairy. Okay, so maybe a little chocolate is okay. I always make an exception for chocolate, but just make sure it's organic and it's 80% and it's dark. And, you know, make sure your milk and cheese and yogurt is vegan, though, and it's plant-based. You know, organic butter is okay, but everything else we need to swap out. You know, there is so many gluten-free, dairy-free alternatives out there now that it really is a no-brainer to do those easy swaps. You know, maybe just practice discernment around when you're doing that, so that you can look at the back of the product, make sure the ingredients you know, are not full of preservatives and nasty oils, and you're not, you know, swapping, you know, wheat and dairy for another product that's not healthy either. Gluten and dairy create inflammation in the body. No matter how well you seem to tolerate them, I guarantee you at a cellular level, there is inflammation. And that means your immune system is constantly working overtime. And when your immune system is working overtime, it has less time and less reserves of army to fight a foreign invader, such as a virus. So now it really is not the time to be sneaking in that slice of cake or a bowl of pasta or drinking milk if you know you have an immune response to it in some way. Does that make sense? I think I think it's kind of common sense. Okay, so why the greens? So greens actually contain chlorophyll, which is the plant, what I call plant blood, and it basically translates to oxygen for our blood. So greens get us oxygenated and alkaline. So you want to be thinking about adding in a green juice every morning, a green smoothie. If you can't do that, get a really good brand of organic greens powders and take that every day. You want that greens powder to have barley grass, wheatgrass, spirulina, chlorophyll, kale, all that sort of stuff in there, and get that into you every day. Really, really important. And then superfood spotlight for me, I want to talk about medicinal mushrooms because they're such powerful immune boosters. And there is a range of medicinal mushrooms that you can get. They're huge. So they all have unique properties. I just recommend, because I'm not going to dive into all of them tonight, but I recommend you do some research around these and choose ones that resonate for you. I did a little post about this one that I ordered on iHerb a couple of days ago or last week. And this is a mushroom blend by Four Sigmatic, and it's got a whole bunch in here. It's probably got about a dozen. It's amazing. And I have this just with some hot chocolate, or it's great in a coffee as well. It's got some nice earthy flavors that go really well with those sorts of flavors. So the two that I'm going to share with you today, the reishi mushroom is incredible for enhanced immune function. It's specifically antiviral. It also improves liver function. It reduces stress. It's great for improving sleep and lessening fatigue. So great for all of us ladies who are generally trying to burn the candle at both ends, managing businesses and family and work and husbands and all that crazy stuff, and kids. So this could be a great one for you guys to try. And then the other one that I'm loving is cordyceps, because it's really specifically targeted to benefit the lungs. And cordyceps is commonly prescribed for treatment for asthma, for coughs, for shortness of breath and phlegm. And cordyceps actually invigorates the lung meridian. So it's really great for the treatment and prevention of all kind of respiratory problems, and that has been shown to work quite well with lung cancer as well, so blocking tumors in the lung. So quite a powerful mushroom, the cordyceps, and antiviral as well. So that would be a great one to look into. Now, filtered water. I hope none of you are doing tap water anymore. And if you are, you won't after this call. Okay, so tap water is just filled with fluoride and chlorine. And these two ingredients both cause acidity and inflammation in the body. It blocks minerals. It basically blocks hormone function, thyroid function. Fluoride is quite toxic. It's been linked to thyroid cancer and other hormonal cancers. Chlorine, as we know, is a toxin also. The free radicals in chlorinated water have been linked to liver malfunction and a weakening of the immune system. Chlorine also damages the gut bacteria. It feeds candida. It's just bad news in general. So it's really, really crucial for you guys to get a really good water filter system for your home. If you don't have one already, there's like all kinds that you can get, from a basic jug model that's like $150 that does filter out chlorine and fluoride. There's the Berkey filtering system. There's the under sink full kitted out through the tap system, which is reverse osmosis, which I used to have. It was about $1,200, but well worth the investment. And stop buying that bottled water. It's an ecological disaster anyway, and bottled water is also acidic. So we want to get a really good filtering system for the house, and then just make sure, because that, like, how many times a day do we drink water? So we've got to get rid of that fluoride and that chlorine out of our systems. Otherwise we end up with a weakened immune system, and we are going to eventually get sick from that. Even though it's not going to show up potentially right now, down the track there will be some consequences. I have a link to that as well if you want more information about that connection to thyroid issues and thyroid cancer with fluoride and chlorine. So if you want the pyramid, just ping me on say you want the link to that study, and I can provide that with you as well. Now, so what was that, Linda? Someone has a bird chirping? Someone has a bird chirping in the background. Whoever's got a bird chirping in the background, can you mute? Kay, maybe it was you. I'm going to mute you. Sorry, Kay. I've just muted you. The birds probably stopped chirping now anyway. I didn't hear that, but anyway, sorry guys, I'm just kind of picking up on questions as I'm going through. But we'll have time for Q&A at the end as well. And okay, so fermented foods is the next one that I want you guys to start thinking about putting in your fridge as a staple. You know, it's so easy to make like a jar of sauerkraut these days. You know, there's no excuse to not have that in your fridge. Now, the reason why is that these magical healing elixirs, they detox your body out of environmental toxins, bad estrogen, they render chemicals and other toxins harmless, they pre-digest your food, they increase good gut bacteria, boost your immune system, of course, in turn. And it's just an absolute no-brainer. They increase all the mineral and vitamin content of the veggies that you put in there. So, you know, when you think about you're throwing in turmeric and garlic and ginger, you've got a powerhouse in that jar of immune boosting properties. So easy to make sauerkraut at home. I recently posted one on my Instagram page. If you want a recipe to get started, head to instagram.com/therawfoodkitchen. And it has sauerkraut. I mean, it has turmeric, cauliflower, and green cabbage with cumin seeds. It's delicious. So yeah, definitely try that. It should definitely be a staple in your fridge to get you immune in tip-top shape. And always, always, always start your day with lemon and hot water, okay? So hot water is going to kickstart your digestion, and the lemon is going to kickstart your liver detoxification. So just make sure that water is filtered. Okay, no more tap water, right? Okay, next level pyramid is our baseline detox. So this, for me, is detox that should be done regularly. And these are things like getting sunshine, getting exercise, meditation, doing some pranayama, which is breathwork exercises. If you don't know what pranayama is, just Google it and you can get some exercises that you can easily do as part of your meditation in the morning. And look, you don't need to do half an hour of it. Just do 5 minutes and just 10 minutes of meditation. Just do something. You know, I think it's absolutely crucial in the morning you take some time for yourself, and it's a little bit of a self-care routine. I know it takes a little bit of time to get into that habit, but you know, meditation, journal, gratitude exercises, getting out and doing a walk in the sun, doing some quick breathing exercises, to get the oxygen flowing, to get you grounded and centered in your body and get you vibing, right? We want to get you high vibe. And I'm going to talk about vibration a little bit on the end of this call, not too much, but you know, when we're in this state of high vibration and high frequency, we low vibrational negative energy can't come in. And that also means viruses and pathogens and bad bacteria, which are low vibrational frequency, can't come in either. Okay, so you really want to make a ritual around this and dedicate just half an hour in the morning, or maybe an hour if you have that luxury, to honoring yourself before you start the day. It is absolutely crucial. I know it's hard when we're so time poor, but I think maybe for most of us, we have a bit more time at home right now. So see if you can do this and really start implementing this, because honestly, it's incredibly powerful. You'll really start to notice like how your energy changes. You become more focused, you're more optimistic, you're more confident in your body, you're more, you know, you're doing, you know, when you're doing all these principles, you know, you're doing everything right to fortify your immune system. You know, you're coming from a place of love and not fear. And this is really, really important during this crazy time that we're in. Yeah, and the healthier you become, the less chance you have of getting sick, right? And if you do get sick, it's not for as long. And you know, you're going to learn how to use these tools in the toolkit to really, give you the medicines that you know, you need, and you know what to do to fight it if you do get sick. Natural immunity really is the best line of defense. Your body develops antibodies to viruses, right? Once exposed, it means that your body now has a naturally built-in immunity to these viruses in the future. And that's one of the issues I have to say I have with vaccines, is that, you know, the body is exposed to a virus along with other toxic additives and preservatives in a really unnatural way. You know, we're jamming a virus straight into our blood, and it's not coming in through the natural way. We're breathing in viruses, and our tonsils are actually a part of the immune system, recognizing this and sending signals to the immune system to launch the attack, to launch the soldiers to fight, right? And so when we're getting vaccinated, it's bypassing all of that, and it sends the immune system haywire. So, and there's also studies showing that having a flu shot or getting a jab is actually increases your chances of getting upper respiratory tract infections by up to 49%. That's crazy, right? Again, if you want that study, I have a link to that I can send to you when I send the pyramid. Just shoot me a message and say, hey, can you send me that link to that study? Happy to share that with you as well. Okay, so on the next level pyramid is your baseline supplements, and these is what I call your frontline soldiers. We have astragalus. So astragalus benefits the liver, the spleen, the lungs, the circulatory system, the urinary system. It's also used to treat osteoarthritis, asthma, nervous conditions. It's an incredible herb, but most importantly, it's antiviral. It's also an adaptogen, which means the herb will work where your body needs it most, which is quite unique and quite special. I love using adaptogenic herbs for that reason. The next is liposomal vitamin C. Now, liposomal C actually increases the bioavailability of the vitamin C throughout the body. It doesn't get broken down in the gut as much as traditional vitamin C. So this is what I've been using, and they come in little sachets. They're a gel, and they the reason they're called liposomal is that they're kind of suspended in a fat-soluble ingredient, which is this one is just sunflower phospholipids, and the way that it's held in this fat cell is it actually means that it gets into the body without it being broken down by all your digestive juices, so it becomes a lot more bioavailable. And this is 1,000 milligrams, but some people are saying that the strength of the vitamin C delivered this way is a lot more potent. So I highly recommend you get liposomal C. And this is super powerful, like 1,000,000 times more powerful than standard vitamin C. And it doesn't, as I said, it doesn't break down like the traditional vitamin C does. And the most amazing thing about vitamin C is that it actually disarms viruses. So it's really going to stop the virus from progressing. And, you know, you probably heard that high dose vitamin C is also very powerful for healing acute cases of COVID. Just hasn't been really reported in the media, but there has been studies. If you want to look into that, Dr. Shiva, scientific studies on healing COVID patients with high-dose vitamin C. So this is going to be in your medicine cabinet from now on. Get that on iHerb and take a minimum 1,000 milligrams every day. Okay, what's the next one I've got here? So vitamin D. Now, vitamin D coming into winter, not so much for us Aussies, because a lot of us are getting out into the sun. If you're not, though, and you're stuck indoors, you want to get into vitamin D supplementation. That's really good for the immune system. It's anti-inflammatory. It's immunoregulatory. It's crucial for the activation of the immune system defenses. You know, and as I said, many of us have been, you know, stuck in lockdown, stuck indoors, and we're probably quite low in vitamin D, especially coming into winter. Vitamin D really helps enhance the function of the immune cells, including T cells and macrophages, that really protect your body against pathogens, viruses, bacteria, cancer. And you want to take that in a capsule form at about 5,000 IU per day. The next one that I love is zinc glycinate. Now, this is a chelated form of zinc. So again, you know, we want to be thinking of ways that we can get these vitamins into our body and that easily absorbed. So liposomal, chelated, methylated, you want to be looking for these buzzwords when you're looking at vitamins because they really are much more easily absorbed into the body, and therefore we can use them more effectively. So when we take zinc regularly, your risk of becoming sick with the common cold, if you do get sick even, it just shortens the duration of all of it. And zinc also interferes with the molecular processes that cause mucus and bacteria to build up in your nasal passages. So that exerts an antiviral effect, essentially blocking the effects of the virus. So zinc's a super important one, and 9 milligrams a day is a really good starting point for you guys. And you can up your dose when you get sick, right? When you're starting to feel sick, then you can like take that 3 times a day during that acute phase. So zinc glycinate. And the next one is glutathione. Glutathione is the master detoxifier in your body. And this declines with age. And this is why we find most older people are susceptible to getting sick, because the natural aging process means a decline in antioxidants such as glutathione, along with all these, the vitamins and minerals. So this is why it is absolutely crucial to supplement as we get older. Especially with glutathione, and you can get that on iHerb as well. Really important for proper immune function and detoxification of the liver. It plays a really, really crucial role in cellular health. It neutralizes all the free radicals, and you can start by just taking 500 milligrams a day. Okay, so some other worthy mentions: methylated B vitamins. Now, most of us are B deficient. Bs are crucial for nervous system, blood health, and so much more. Honestly, you need to be getting B vitamins. Look for a methylated range. Again, that means more bioavailability for us. And then magnesium is a really good one as well. Magnesium's huge. A lot of us don't have enough magnesium stores. So 300 chemical reactions in the body need magnesium. It really helps calm your nervous system. It helps with sleep. It also helps protect against EMF radiation. So really important when we're surrounded by all this stuff every day. I don't know about you guys, but I'm surrounded by laptops and screens all day. Okay, so it really helps stimulate your detoxification pathways. It helps with the removal of toxins. So magnesium's a pretty important one to have in there. Another worthy mention is kelp tablets. Now, kelp tablets are great because they're high in iodine, and it's a mineral that most of us are deficient in as well. And kelp helps detoxify the body and fight radiation, and it's also very alkalizing. Phew, it's a lot of information, right? But that's why the pyramid's going to be so handy for you guys, because it's just going to really succinctly put it all together. Okay, so the next one on the pyramid is detox. Now, before I dive into this topic, I've got to stress to you how important it is to have a detoxed body during these crazy times, right? Because if our liver is overburdened, which most of us do have an overburdened liver these days, it's really, and I mean, unless you've been living under a rock, I can't imagine anyone having a perfect liver, to be honest. So when the liver is overburdened, it means all the other organs that in our bodies kind of have to take on a lot of extra work. Things like the spleen and the lungs especially, they're kind of almost forced to do the job of the liver, which means more strain on these organs, especially the lungs, and that means less oxygen to the lungs, and that means more chance of complications if you get a viral attack. Okay, so it's really, really important that you guys start to have a detox protocol. And these are the things that you can do at home. You can order these online and start to incorporate these daily. Things like bentonite clay, get an enema kit. If you're not keen on doing, if you're not on the coffee enema train, I'm such an advocate of coffee enemas. Check out my video on YouTube, how to do a coffee enema. They clean the liver, detoxify the body, improve digestion. They improve allergies, remove candida, improves the peristaltic action of the bowel. There's just so many benefits. So definitely check that out, guys, if you want to get your liver cleansed. Dry skin brushing is easy to do. You can do that at home. That wakes up your lymph system. Do that before you get in the shower. Easy to get a dry skin brush online. I love Epsom salt baths. They're great for pulling out toxins through your skin. They really help relax your nervous system as well and help give you a nice sleep and boost your immune system too. Liver cleansing you can do, which is what I've just completed actually. I just did my 3rd cleanse yesterday. It's a really powerful cleanse for pulling out liver stones and gallbladder stones so that your liver can get back to functioning normally again, right? You can restore normal liver function, which means taking the strain off all the other organs, which means oxygenation, right? And a healthy tip-top immune system. You can go online if you want to Google liver and gallbladder cleanse. You can find instructions online how to do that. Set aside some time on the weekend and give your liver some love, and then that's really going to give you a boost in your immunity and your health, and also digestion and all sorts of other amazing benefits too, right? Fasting. Try fasting 1 day a week, intermittent fasting for a period of time. They're all really great for boosting your immune system. These are all things you can do at home. You don't need to be, I know, an expert at it. It's just anything that anyone can do. Try some breath work. They really help oxygenate your body as well, and help with detoxification and purification. Okay, so at the very top of the pyramid, we have the special elite force. This is what I call the special elite team. So they are going to be the ones that you're going to use when you get sick. These are the only, you're pulling in the big guns, right? When you get sick, you're not going to use these regularly every day. So have these in your medicine cabinet, have them on hand, so that when you do get sick, you can pull out the big guns and you can knock these viruses on the head. Okay, so the first one is andrographis. Andrographis. This is powerful. So you're going to pull out this big gun when you get the first sign of illness. I take it in pretty big doses. I take, each tablet's usually about 400 milligrams. I take 2 to 3 tablets 3 times a day just to knock it all on the head. So no more virus after that. The benefits about this herb is that it attacks viral pathogens. So not only does this antiviral herb fight viral infections, it boosts the immune system so that it can launch a full-scale attack on the invaders. It restrains virus replication and virus development. So basically decreases the virus load and reduces inflammatory cytokines. So why the frig is this herb not being spoken about on mainstream media and in the hospitals? These are the things that get me fired up, because it's such a powerful herb, and it's definitely one, it's very safe. Of course, that's why I say don't continue to take it, because it can create toxicity in the liver if you take it for too long. So you want to just use it for that duration of when you're sick until you're better. The next one is oregano oil. Again, a powerful antiviral agent. It's proving to be even better than some antibiotics and treatments for bacterial infections without the harmful side effects. It's got some powerful compounds in there that are really antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal. For those of you that have doTERRA mates or do doTERRA, you know about this. So make sure you're taking this. I like to just take it on the thumb, roof of the mouth, swig of water, done. That might be a bit hardcore for some people to do. So a couple of drops in some water and just knock it back is a great way to get that in as well. And, you can up that in times of acute illness phase as well. Now, also high dose liposomal C. So, this liposomal C that we talked about, just up that. You could do 1 every hour. You cannot overdose on vitamin C, right? And especially this one, probably you're probably not going to get the runs from it like you would too. There's a vitamin C threshold that a lot of people have when they take that standard vitamin C. This one you'll be able to tolerate a lot more. So do not be afraid to just keep taking this every hour when you're sick. And then a high dose zinc as well. So we talked about the zinc glycinate. So as mentioned, just increase that 3 times a day. However, what the maximum dose you feel you can tolerate. And the same with high dose vitamin A. You can take up to 3 to 4 drops to shorten the duration of an illness as well. I think each drop's around 1,500 micrograms. So, up to 3,000 of that should be okay. Vitamin A is incredible for increasing natural killer cells in your, and also strengthening the mucosal barriers in your body. So great for strengthening gut lining as well. And of course, garlic, ginger, turmeric, lemon shots. You want to blend all of those up with a bit of water, strain, keep it in the fridge as a concentrate, and add a bit of hot water to it for when you are actually sick. Just keep knocking that back. Phew. Okay, so now that I've gotten that done, I know that's a lot to take in, guys. That's why I think it's the power immunity pyramid. Email me if you want that, because I'm happy to send that through. And if you want to get some guidance on how to get started on being plant-based and embodying plant-based and living healthy every day, instead of just something that you want to do one day, remaining stuck in the overwhelm, I am running round 3 of my 8-week online healthy everyday course. Everyday healthy, should I say. We're going to kick off round 3 on June 29. And on the course, we actually journey together step by step, mastering these 3 key things, which is mindset, detox, and recipe mastery, so that over the 8 weeks, you're actually embodying this way of life with ease and joy. So you have me as your plant-based master coach by your side for 8 weeks. We do it together for tribe and support. You're meeting like-minded peeps who want to get confident and empowered about their health, getting reconnected to our body's innate wisdom and healing using foods as medicine. So each week we step by step work on those 3 key areas, building on the previous week. So we culminate in the final weeks where we deep dive into cleansing together with fasting and going high raw vegan to really get us feeling confident, connected to our bodies, empowered about our health, knowing what to do in the kitchen, knowing how to treat our bodies when we get sick or when we need to pivot in our diet, because, you know, we always in flux in a state of change and depending on what's going on in our lives. And for you guys on the call, I'm offering a 35% off discount for people who want to get on the wait list. Email me after the call and say, yes, please, to the wait list, because you're going to save over $520. The course is going to come down to $969. And I'm going to offer weekly payments on the course too. So it's an absolute no-brainer to do. And it really is such a powerful transformation as you start to embody this way of living and being. You know, every day I help hundreds and hundreds of people who want to eat well to feel well, but are stuck in the overwhelm, stuck in the self-sabotage, or lack the kitchen confidence. Just to know how to add more healing plant-based foods with effortless ease into their day, and doing it with fun and enjoyment and confidence. And that's exactly what this course is about. For me, I just want everyone to feel confident and empowered about their health and their future. Especially now, it just feels so important. We have this information and we have this connection. So if that sounds like you, email me a yes, I want to be put on the wait list at the special offer, and I'll be in touch with you guys. And of course, if you wanted that immunity power pyramid, I'm going to send that through to you too. Okay, let me just see. Are there any questions? 5-minute Q&A. Any burning questions? Oh, yes. I'm going to give you. Okay, let me pop that in now. The names of the people who I love to follow. I'm going to put that in the chat box now. So we've got Dr. Ben Lynch, medical medium, Dr. Bruce Lipton. We've got Dr. Josh Axe. We have Jost Sauer, and we have Dr. Mark Hyman, and not human, and Dr. McCullough, and who else? There was one more. Anyone else remember? Dr. Ben Lynch, Dr. Lipton. I think that will do for now. If I think of the other ones, I'll pop them in. Okay, the liposomal C. Okay, so the sachet, it's quite gooey. It's a bit like a gel. So I just crack that sachet open and I just roll from the end to squeeze everything out into a glass. And I just add maybe a little bit of water, about a quarter of a cup. Give it a really good stir. It's a little bit hard to combine, but just stir really hard and quickly, and then knock that back. It's quite tasteless, and then that's it done. And it's so easy. And I actually find if I take 2 of these a day, honestly, within a few days, my skin glows. Like, you will literally see the difference in your skin. It's incredible. Like, it's super powerful. So yeah, definitely take that with a little bit of water. I made a cookery class where we made tea with Amsterdam tap water, with filtered water, and with filtered water. The difference in the color and taste of the tea is amazing. Abso-freaking-lutely, right? And this is what you could do, and this is what I used to do when I did my live cooking in Sydney. I did my live cooking classes. I'd have a glass of tap water, unfiltered, and a glass of filtered water next to each other, and everybody had little shots, one of each. So you took the filtered water and then you took the tap water, and honestly, I would say 90% of people spat the tap water out, because it's only when you can compare those tastes that you can really honestly tell how disgusting tap water actually is. It's like drinking chemical. And yes, it affects the flavor of the tea. Like, I love tea, and if I have green tea made with tap water, I literally cannot drink it. And you guys will get this once you start to have filtered water every day, and someone offers you tap water in a restaurant. it's like you won't even be able to drink it. Trust me. Yeah, it's incredible, Linda. Yeah, absolutely. Once you go filtered, you will not go back. Oh yeah, Paul Check. Thank you, Linda. He's a dude. I love him. He also kind of went through a bit of a like transformation, wake up, where, you know, what's the word? I think awakening, I guess, with his journey, and he got, you know, seriously injured, and then he started getting into shamanism and a lot of energy healing work, and he's a major convert now. But what's cool about him is that he combines, you know, science with this type of, I guess, quantum physics stuff, which is a little bit woo-woo for a lot of people. And he sort of brought that together in his own kind of healing modalities and principles. And actually, if you follow his podcast, I was just listening to a podcast of his today where he interviewed Dr. McCullough, and he was actually talking about the Google algorithm things, which is what I've just shared with you guys today. And just saying how Dr. McCullough got heavily censored many, many years ago because his website, his natural health website, has millions and millions of followers. You know, this guy was getting a lot of airtime and a lot of hits, you know, on page one. And the pharmaceutical industry did not want that, of course. So they don't want the truth to come out. And so now you won't find him on page one at all. A lot of these guys are buried now. You really have to, if you want to find them, you've got to put their names in the Google search. Otherwise they will not come up. Okay, guys, is there any burning questions around what we covered today? Awesome. So good to see your beautiful faces. Lots of love from New Zealand. And I will send you through, if you email me, I will send you through the pyramid and any info if you want more info about every day for our next intake. June 29 is when we're doing our next intake. And if you want any of those links to the studies as well. Have a great night. Lots of love from Chile, New Zealand. Lots to cover in this call, lots to take in. So that's why I think the pyramid will be great. Alrighty. Bye. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Toodles.